welcome to the corner. He's caught us in the middle of a little daily chore. We have to do white and black to get the bonus today. And so I pulled out zombie clerics. We have some human clerics, we have some vampire clerics, and we do have a couple of angels as well. But what we really wanted was one more land. Oh, look at all these disgusting cards that they have. All these disgusting cards. They're going to be able to bring some of those back. They came prepared, didn't they? Okay, so what do? I think we attack with Tpull. Alright, since we have two of them out... No, I need the land. I need the land. We take the land. What else do we want to do? Do we want to get rid of this one? No, I think we'll keep it for now. Let's see if we have enough time. I'm not going to be able to get stuff out of my graveyard for the most part. He does like that Fear of Death enchantment, doesn't he? Alright, unfortunately that's a tap land. But I do finally get to use Markov Purifier's ability and draw an extra card. Will that card draw help with all of this milling and all the benefits they get from the milling? And when is their Death Bonnet Hulk going to be powerful enough that he feels he can attack? Probably right now. Well, we have Archghoul we have to worry about too. Minus 20. Actually, hang on a second. No. No blocks. Let's go ahead and just kill it here. I want to get the angel down and then block with the purifier and lose it. Right? Right. They put extra cards in their deck so they could mill all the way through this. In the meantime, they want to mill us out early. They can just go wide right now with a bunch of 1/1 insects, can't they? There we go. So let's get some life going. Let's do the Fell Stinger bit. That lets us get rid of the Purifier. Puts it back in our hand. We do lose 2 life, but we gain some this turn. So that lets us put down Edgar, which is a nice little blocker. And Markov comes back into our hand. And they can make 11 more and hit us for like 25 points of damage in one turn. And they don't try. They didn't want to bum rush us. You know, if they did the math, because none of these have lifelink. So if they'd hit me for like 11, let's see, I would have killed 4 of them. That would have been 7, would have put me down to 22. They could put 11 more out. Yeah, maybe they didn't feel they had enough time because I was getting life each time with Liesa. Anyway, This is Travis, you're at Tpull's Corner, and we're playing Magic the Gathering Online. And let me go in and show you the entire deck. And how we put everything together. We do have a couple of new subscribers, so thanks for coming around. We hope you stay. We're going to do Zombie Clerics, not just the Clerics. I think the Clerics is now historic. We've had some rotations. And this is actually an older deck. It's before a lot of the newer expansions. Back when Innistrad was relatively new, right? So here's what we've got. We've got, really one of the big things is 4 copies of Archghoul of Thraben. He's a zombie cleric, and hence the name of the deck, and he's the picture on the deck sleeve. Whenever it or another zombie you control dies, look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie card, you can reveal it and put it in your hand. If you don't put it in your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. So most of what we got is zombies. We've got the normal 60 card deck. We've got the regular standard 24 lands. It's kind of cheaper than normal, 2.5 average, and we're creature heavy with 33 creatures. And technically, we only have 9 zombies out of all of those creatures, but it still seems to work. We've got a lot of 1-drops. Let's go in and you can see the curve is kind of slated towards the cheaper part of the deck. Chaplain of Alms to give us first strike and ward and bring it back. We've got Lunarch Veteran. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life, and a Disturb to bring it back. Ollenbach Escort Vigilance, and you can sacrifice it. Target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. And you notice there's a lot of lifelink in this. Like Traveling Minister. Target creature gets +1 and you gain 1 life. Activate only as a sorcerer though. Unholy Efficient. This is a good mana sink when we last to the mid game. Spend 5 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on it. We have Champion of the Perished. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield, they get plussed up. Benalish Faithbonder from Dominaria. So you know I probably created this first originally and then added in the Faithbonder later. But that's the latest and greatest thing that I put in. Not, it's a common. It's a 1/3 with Vigilance and Enlist, but it counts as a cleric, so it fit in with my zombie cleric theme. For removal, not a ton of removal. We have 2 Fierce Retributions to destroy attacking creatures. I like using this version of destroying the target attacking creatures because it's cheap to begin with, and if they have something they want to keep in the background later, like say they just want to put down a shield rid and leave it there, we can pay the cleave cost later and get rid of whatever they don't want to attack with. 1 Sanctify to destroy target artifacts or enchantments. Make sure to use one that gives me life gain. Jadar, that gives me a little token zombie creature every single turn at the end step. Just 1 copy of Ellis Ilkor, a cleric, a 2/2 Death Toucher. That's also from Dominaria. And the Anointed Peacekeeper. I only have 1 copy of this, I think, still. Human Cleric, 3/3 Vigilance. You can look at your opponent's hand and make them choose any one of those cards. And if it's the card they want to cost with the chosen name cost, to cast 2 more to cast. Celestia Sanctifier, if it's neither day nor night, we trigger the day-night thing from Innistrad. And whenever it changes, we get to look at the top 2 cards of our library. We do have to put 1 of them in our graveyard. 3 Inspiring Overseers for flight, 1 life gain, and card draw. Those are clerics. Fell Stinger is a zombie scorpion, and you just saw us use that. We can use the exploit feature to usually make us draw the 2 cards and lose 2 life. We've got Headless Rider. Whenever Headless Rider or another zombie, non-token zombie you control dies, you create a black zombie creature token. And the cool thing about this is, because we have things like Jadar that can create the zombie tokens and Headless Rider that can create the zombie tokens, this gives more triggers for the Archghoul. We've got Jaren Corrupted Bishop. He actually creates non-token humans, but he's a cleric himself. And we can give a lifelink to the target humans that we have. There is a chance we can get Ormondal the Corruptor out later if our life goes down to 13 and we pay 6 mana. We have 4 copies of Markov Purifier. It's a vampire cleric this time. Lifelink at the beginning of your end step. If you gain life, you can pay 2 and draw a card. Having 4 copies in the deck makes us reasonably good about being able to get some good card draw advantage. 1 copy of Edgar Charmed Groom. He is neither a zombie nor a cleric, But he sort of comes back from the grave, right? If you kill him, he turns into the Coffin legendary artifact. We get some white and black vampire creature tokens with lifelink, and then transform it back into Edgar again. So unless they can exile it, there's a bit of an issue. And we have Ratadrabic of Urborg. This is a zombie, and other zombies have vigilance. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, you get to create a copy, a token that's a copy. So we don't have a ton of legends, right? We've got Illis Core, we've got Markov Purifier, we've got Jaren, and we have Liesa. 2 copies of Liesa. Forgotten Archangel. 4/5 flying with lifelink. Whenever a creature dies, you return it to its owner's hand. So this gives us more. If we lose the zombies and put them back into our hand, we get a nice little cycle between the Archghoul and Liesa. That's it. It's pretty simple. We've got just a bunch of Scoured Barrens. Didn't even put a rune in this one to destroy a specialty land. We're just looking for pretty quick knockouts within the first 5-6 rounds if we can help it. So while it queues up an opponent, take the opportunity. Click like, click subscribe. If you already clicked subscribe, just click the like. If you already clicked the like, I don't know what else you can do. I do have a Patreon thing. You can support me that way. We all need to support each other in these trying times. Okay, I do have some 1-mana plays for a turn. So we start with the Lunarch Veteran. He looks tired, doesn't he? He doesn't look like he's up for doing much. Okay, next, Jadar to start feeding us some zombies. Together with the Lunarch Veteran combination, these two make sure I'm going to gain life every turn, as long as they stay on the field. And they're loading up with the ramp. They have outpaced us so much. So much. What do we want to do? I feel like Headless Rider. Let's gain some life. Let's hit the opponent's face. Let's make sure that their life gain does not last. Let's get them back under 20. Tick, tick. Clock's a ticking. I think our opponent has something which holds up priority. As fast as I try to make the games, most of the time my opponent does not contribute. And now they can beat all of my tiny little chump blockers. Yeah, look at that. That's disgusting. Alright, we can put this down, get some life. Put this down, get some life. We can put this down, get some life. And we can attack with the zombie. They will block, of course. And I'm already out of ammo. And the one creature they have can beat any and all comers. Although I do get to beef up the champion of the parish now. The time seems like it's on their side now. I can't really attack with many of these others. And they're going to get the big tree branch. And I don't have a lot of removal. And they keep getting all this life gain. I need some help. I need some better cards. We got all the 1 and 2 mana cards. we've got 5 land. We are ready for the bigger stuff. Or we can just flood out. Sure, that'd be fine. Let's just do that. 4 copies of the Archghoul, and they haven't shown up. 4 copies of Markov Purifier that could give me card draw every time I get some life, and none of those are showing up. This is kind of what happens a lot when you win your first hand. Suddenly, the order of cards that you get is important. You do need a good balance. And here I got 1 mana, 2 mana, 1 mana, 1 mana. This is my most expensive card that I've gotten so far. Whereas these guys get all the ramp along with the tree branch right in the same order that they always seem to get it in this pre-made deck. Is there ever a time when they don't start with as many journeys in their hand? And they always make good on it? They can bring down a whole brick of horror now. All the big stuff they can bring down now. Alright. Let's get something going. Let's do this. Let's get the combo synergizing finally. My opponent started that way. It took me turn 6. Yeah, throw that in the graveyard. Alright, I got a 5/5. Only need like 10 more turns. Get it really pumped up. But now they have a flyer and I don't. Alright, this deck has a number of high-powered things, including multiple copies of Glorious Sunrise. And can I do anything against their tree branch? Who is now at 10/10. They decide not to attack. They could have gotten more life. They chose to do the +1/+1 and trample, and now they've flubbed on that opportunity. They probably got a combat spell. They're trying to figure out who's the best thing to get rid of. They can't get rid of Champion of the Parish because Allenbach Ascort can make that one invulnerable, indestructible. Their best bet's probably Jadar. Let's get multiple copies of the zombie out. Pump up the Champion of the Parish to... hello! They've got a 9/9 and I was not doing any damage to them. They didn't want to wait for a Hullbreaker Horror. They didn't want to wait for a couple of fight spells. They've got a number of draw cards to get draw card advantage. Sometimes people just want a quick win, and if it looks like it's going to be a long, drawn-out slugfest, they are not up for it. I usually am, unless it's like 1:55 and whatever, it's close to the reset time, and I'm in a rush. And when I am in a rush, even if I go into ranked, my opponents just love to rope me. But here, I guess, you know, if I had to choose between roping me and deciding not to stay for the long drawn-out slugfest, I guess I'd settle for the scoop above all. That's a little bit less of a time waster. This opponent is happy grinds, so maybe they like the grind. Let's see. Standard deck size, yes. Me too, me too. And 1 mana play. Yes. Ah, it's a mirror match. All right. We put down the Escort because we can. We want a 3 mana play, so let's get down the black mana source. We'll go ahead and pump up our creature to gain 1 life. And we do not attack. And we do need to figure out how to get rid of the Slaughter Specialist, because black usually has a ton of removal, and they're going to get plussed up and be hitting us in the face. It's going to be terrible. This is a really good card if we don't have removal. It's a really good card for them to have down. And just a couple of removal spells that'll pump it up and make it unmanageable really quickly. Did not even try and attack us. Let's put down the Purifier. We can only use this as a sorcery. We don't have extra mana to do the card draw thing yet, but if we keep the Purifier and the Minister together, maybe we can ramp some cards. Oh, they're going after the Purifier, right? That doesn't beef up the Specialist. That's not a destroy or a kill kind of... Yeah, they're gonna get that through. We're back down to 20. Do we use Sanctify on that? I feel like we just put down the next one. I think we save that just in case. Do they have something to save that? We're not going to block it. Because we have Jaren. Let me do this. Let's go ahead and draw a card. It's what I wanted to land. We don't want to attack with that. No attacks. We just want to beef it up. We gain the life and we get the card draw. If they want to keep attacking with the Slaughter Specialist and get me down to 13, I'm okay with that. Plussing up, more flyers. No blocks. No attacks in the turn, do the card draw. Okay, I was hoping for... I've got enough land now. I was hoping for a bigger creature at this point. We've got a bunch of 3-drops and 1-drops. We could double up on our card draw. With all the land we've been drawing, we can afford it now. Are they going to attack? They're not going to even attack? That's weird. Okay, that's not a zombie, so it doesn't matter if champion comes down right now. We'll go ahead and give them that. No attacks. In the turn, we get 2 chances for card draw. We have enough mana to pay for it, so we're going to take it. And now we have something, anytime we have extra mana, we have something to do with it. Just keeping this until we get a zombie. If they have removal, they would be good suited to get rid of one of the extra purifiers. They don't have 6 mana yet to exile one. There we go. 1 down. Oh, 2 down. They were willing to sacrifice their flyer for that one. But not attack with the Slaughter Specialist. Okay. We'll put you down. Activate you. I think that's all we do. No, that's a sorcery. Oops. They might exile something else. Let's go ahead and be patient. I should have gave the lifelink gain there, but... Do they have another removal card? They chose... I wonder if they have multiple Takanumas. Where they can get their creature back. We can pass with no attacks. They are. Okay, a little too much land. But I guess the more we get, we can just pump up the efficient more and more. Faster and faster. So it does suit us. Aha! Okay, so zombie. Zombie. Plus up the zombies. And now we have a target for Armbark Escort finally. Plus, we plus you. Didn't have quite enough land to pump it up permanently, but we're still on the defensive. We just need them not to have a farewell all of a sudden. They do have enough to go ahead and exile something from in the trenches. They've gotten rid of 3 of our 4 purifiers. Do we go ahead and get a purifier back, or... Those braids. Oh, heck yeah, start sacrificing creatures, please. Even lands. Sacrifice anything. Yes, yes. Even the artifacts. That's fine. I have 2 flyers right now, right? Yeah? So we can start presenting them with the choice. Ah ha ha ha. That's what I've been waiting for, because this is what they're going to use for in the trenches. Next. We don't care if it dies now. We might like the fact that it dies. Because we'll just get it back. Yeah, that's right. We just get it back. And we pump up the unholy efficient some more in the meantime. And now we can just throw one of the zombies into the mill every time, pump up the one that remains, and then summon it again. Pump up the one that remains by summoning it again. And it doesn't really matter how many... Well, we do have to watch out how many that we lose, right? We do have to pay attention to the specialist over here. Did they do that for the Blitz? They're desperate. They want the card draw. Except you're not going to get card draw again, because when Liesa kills it, it gets exiled. Resolve all that stuff. They want to put double strike on something. I'm going to sacrifice a 1/1 token. My turn. I gain a life. I'm never going to get down to 13 at this point. Let's see, what do we want to do? We could do this. And let's go ahead and do this, and do this, and do this, and do this. That seems like enough. They're blocking 1. Resolve all that. Congratulations, your specialist goes up. We get a champion of the perished. We have 2 targets for our Allenbach escort now, whenever they try and remove something. And in the trenches against Liesa, which is why we were keeping Sanctify. Getting through nearly half of our deck, so we've done a few cards better than our opponent with the card draw mechanics. And they don't have anybody here that they're willing to sacrifice still this entire time. Which makes me, I mean, Gibbering Barricade is a good defender in and of itself. They're not going to hang around. Let's show them what we can do. Yeah, I was going to sacrifice that one anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. Make that indestructible. And it comes back into our hand, so we save 2 creatures, really. Everything else that dies will come back up into our hand. And our opponent dies anyway with no life gain. So Clerics give you the life link, Zombies give you a lot of resurrection. Liesa, since it's a multicolored card with white and black, it gives us lifelink and the resurrection. And even though this had a bunch of stuff, hello, daily chores complete. We only have some stuff from Dominaria. I created this before Brothers War and Phyrexia were released, so maybe it's worth looking into, you know, what kind of zombies and clerics do Brothers War and Phyrexia and March of the Machines have. All sorts of potential upgrades in there, right? Right? I haven't even looked yet. That's the pace of... There's so many cards and so many combinations and so many tribal creature types that you can do. They're releasing them faster than I can upgrade my decks. I do have a 1 mana drop. So I suppose we will be efficient. But I need a 3 mana drop, so... It is more important generally to do damage than to gain life yourself. A Silex... what do we want to do with that? Mana Exarlight. I think we just get rid of it now. I've got a lot of cheap stuff. They could eliminate my entire line for just paying 3 mana. My issue is if they have multiple copies. Okay, I've got duplicates of Jaren, so that's what we're going to put down. We continue to attack because I wouldn't mind getting down to 13 life now. So life gain isn't quite as important. I will use it if I have to. Jaren goes away. Okay, how many of those do you have? I'm going to gain some life here now. We do this to the human. Attack with the human. Still do 2 points of damage, but we kept the life gain so that we can get a card draw from Purifier. And 2 dead. More? What are they doing with their life? We gain life here, and a card. We gain life here, and we have some mana that we will spend at the end to do some more card draw. Because if they have another board wipe, it's okay for us to go more slowly. Whew, they are removal heavy. Hero's Downfall, Path of Peril, Bleed Dry, and a 3/3. What do we want to do with that? That's got Menace too, doesn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we'll do Jaren. We'll do Fell Stinger, and we will exploit the 1/1, and we'll do a little draw to lose 2 life for a change. And Liesa is who I wanted. No attacks, because if they have removal, we still need to block that Flesh Gorger now. They have 2 Flesh Gorgers, and that one's a 7/5. Great. They don't have death touch, so I can only kill 1. Which means we can still block the next one. If they don't have removal, then Liesa lives. Alright, what else can we do? Let's see what else they got. If they've got a third one... Did the game freeze? The game actually froze. I'm not used to that happening. Oh, because they quit? What? Whoa! They've got the Phyrexian Obliterator and they've got Corrupt. I would have probably done Corrupt because even if I make that 2 more to cast, they have enough to cast that already next turn. And if I want to get rid of it, I'm going to have to get rid of like 5 lands, which would put me down to 3. In the meantime, Corrupt, they would have gained 5, 6, 7, 8 life and done me 8 damage. So even if I probably would have done this, it would have cost all of their swamps next turn to cast. But they could have used that to take out Liesa. In the meantime, they've got a lot of life gain there. I'm not sure why they would have left. It's not like they were being land-starved. And it's not like they had bad cards. I'm up against Mythic Rare, Mythic Rare, Mythic Rare. I mean, it's a Mythic Rare kind of deck. Mythic Rare. I don't know what they were afraid of. It's not like I'd used any removal spells yet either. Maybe they'd planned to attack with Flesh Gorger. They were willing to make the trade-off, but once they realized Liesa, they didn't have any immediate way to get... No, they did. They could have just taken out Liesa with the Corrupt next turn. I don't know. I would not have quit. I would not have left that battle if I were them. Give me a Corrupt and a Phyrexian Obliterator. I'll be fine. But we take the card, Markov Retribution, and we'll go in and show you the deck one more time. So we didn't maximize the Thraben Ghoul zombie type of thing, right? But it's not just zombies, it's zombie clerics. So we had a couple of options, and I like options. We have the Archghoul of Thraben combination with Headless Rider, and having 2 champions of the parish is kind of cool to bounce all of those off against each other. The card draw is really something that's useful, so that's why I have 3 of the Inspiring Overseers and 4 of the Markov Purifiers. And having the little combos with either getting the champions of the parish with their +1 counters, or the Unholy Efficient, that gives me 3 different chances, so that any one of my other 3 Allenbach escorts could be good at any time during the game. And even just having this this one Traveling Minister, sorry. A lot of decks will have more, but having just a 1/1 chump blocker that really doesn't attack that often, all it does is gain 1 life. A lot of times your opponent does not understand exactly how much that's going to hurt them until I get 1 or 2 purifiers down, and then they learn. But what might be good if you're going up against this deck is actually take out the Minister sooner rather than later, before it gets too late with the card draw advantage that I'm going to get with it. Because I don't even have to attack with the Minister. I can just tap and then pay 2 mana and get an extra card. And the only thing that I wish we'd had more Edgar showing up and Rada Drabek, so I could show you some of the neat combos you can get with that afterwards. But Liesa shows up nicely enough for us. And you could do a more pure zombie tribal, add in more champions of the parish, stuff like that, add in more Fell Stingers, add in more Headless Riders, and you could really get a nice little kind of card draw advantage that way with the Ghoul. And we could still do that just because I haven't done it yet. But I like this combination of zombies and clerics. So hopefully you do too. Leave me a comment, let me know if you do. And as always, let me know what you would do different. Like and subscribe. This is Travis from Tpull's Corner. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.